Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's September 28, 2022 and Barcelona have confirmed that Hector Bellerin has picked up an injury. Also, it's reported that the club are interested in signing İlkay Gündoğan from Manchester City, and Barcelona have confirmed that it is economically viable to try to bring Lionel Messi back to the club. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, we begin with the news that Barcelona have given an update in regards to Ronald Araujo's surgery. Now Araujo picked up an injury while on international duty, and as a result he underwent surgery today in Finland on his adductor muscle in his right thigh. Now Barcelona have officially confirmed that the surgery was successful and that the player is currently recovering. Now the club have not given an official timeline for Ronald Araujo's recovery. However, it's estimated that the player could be out for 2 to 3 months and he could be missing out on the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Now in other injury news, the club today confirmed that Hector Bellerin has picked up an injury. Now as I reported in yesterday's video, which I will leave the link for down below in the description in case you want to check it out, Hector Bellerin felt some pain in his calf which forced him to leave practice early. While the player underwent medical exams today, and the club have confirmed that he has picked up an injury in his calf muscle in his left leg. Now the club have not given an official timeline for Hector Bellerin's recovery. However, it's estimated that he could be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Now this is a big blow to Xavi, who has already lost Jules Koundé and Ronald Araujo, and Sergio Roberto, the other club's right back, is also injured, so we're gonna have to see what the coach is going to do in regards to the right back position. Now as a result of all these injuries, Xavi is currently looking to call up players from Barca Athletic, and as I reported in a previous video, he's considering calling up Shad Riyad, the Barca Athletic center back. Now another player that was seen training under Xavi is the Argentinian Roman Vega. Now as I reported in previous videos, Roman Vega is an 18-year-old Argentinian defender who Barcelona signed on loan from Argentinos Juniors for Barca Athletic with an option to buy. Now Roman Vega is a left back, but he could also play as a center back, and he was seen yesterday training with Xavi, so he could be called up for the first team. Now given all these injuries, it's reported that Xavi has scheduled a meeting with all the medical staff and the physical trainers and physical therapists. Now when Xavi became the coach of Barcelona, he underwent the task of replacing all the medical staff, the physical trainers and the physical therapists, because Barcelona had had a long streak of injuries during the past season. Now Xavi did not want the same thing to happen to his players, so he replaced a lot of the medical staffs, the physical trainers and physical therapists, in order to make sure that his players are all physically ready and they can remain healthy and avoid injuries. Now with the injuries of Araujo, Koundé, Frank de Jong, Memphis Depay and now Hector Bellerin, Xavi has scheduled a meeting with all the medical staff and physical trainers and physical therapists in order to determine what's going on, because he wants to make sure that his players remain as healthy as possible, given that Barcelona have a very hectic schedule where they're gonna play 2 matches every week until the World Cup, and then the World Cup will add even more fatigue to all these players who will have the rest of the season to go after the World Cup concludes. Now on to the news that Barcelona are interested in signing İlkay Gündoğan from Manchester City. Now as I reported in previous videos, Barcelona are still interested in signing Bernardo Silva, given that Xavi considers him the missing piece on his team. It's now being reported that Barcelona could be considering as another option İlkay Gündoğan, whose contract with Manchester City will be up in the summer of 2023. Now Gündoğan is a versatile midfielder who can play both as a center midfielder or as an interior, and he understands what the mechanism that Xavi wants in a midfielder, as he has shown under Pep Guardiola. Now Gündoğan has yet to decide what he's going to do in regards to his future, because Pep Guardiola does want him to renew his contract with Manchester City, but there are several clubs aside from Barcelona who are also interested in the Turkish-German player. Now on to the news that PSG's president Nasser Al-Khelaifi has taken aim at Barcelona once again, and he has suggested that UEFA should investigate what Barcelona did over the summer with the activation of their economic levers that allowed them to sign several big name players. Now during an interview with Politico, Al-Khelaifi said, "Is this fair? No, it's not fair. Is it legal? I'm not sure. If they allow them, others will do the same. UEFA of course have their own financial regulations. for sure they're going to look at everything. Now, the fact that these kind of statements are coming from PSG's president is honestly very ironic and laughable, because PSG has spent more than any other club in the past 10 years, and they have made some astronomical signings and they paid out astronomical salaries and bonuses. And every time PSG has wanted to make a big signings, some mysterious sponsor comes out of nowhere to pay that money, and many have suggested that these sponsors are fictitious and that this is PSG's way of injecting more cash into the club, while at the same time circumventing the financial regulations of UEFA. Now, speaking of the club finances, Barcelona's Vice President of Finance, Eduard Romeo, said that it is economically viable to try to bring Lionel Messi back to the club. Now, Joan Laporta has said in the past that he does want to bring Lionel Messi back to the club because he feels bad of how things ended with the Argentinian superstar. And Xavi also said in a press conference over the summer that he would like to have Messi on his team in the future. While Eduard Romeo was asked whether it would be economically viable for the club to bring back Lionel Messi, and he has stated that yes, because Lionel Messi will be a free agent in the summer of 2023. Now, Eduard Romeo also added that this, of course, will be up to the coaching staff and the player himself, and that these are subjects that he cannot comment on. Now, this does not mean that Barcelona will for sure bring Lionel Messi back. This just means that if they decided to, that it would be economically viable and the club could complete this operation financially speaking. Now, Lionel Messi has said that he will not make a decision in regards to his future until after the World Cup, so it's important not to blow Eduard Romeo's statements out of proportion. Now, Romeo also added that the board of directors, with all the work that they did over the summer, they have saved the club financially. However, the club is not financially healthy, and it's going to take around 5 years for the club to go back, to become healthy and go back to what it was before the previous president, Josep Maria Bartomeu, destroyed it. Now, on to the news that Luis Enrique has explained the reason why he didn't call up Ansu Fati to Spain's national team. Now, Spain defeated Portugal 1-0, making it to the UEFA Nations League finals. And in the press conference after the match, Luis Enrique was asked in regards to Ansu Fati. Now, the Spanish coach said that Ansu Fati was not yet ready to play, and that's why he didn't call him up. And he also added that he wanted to see Ansu Fati play more with Barcelona in order to make a decision on whether to call him up for the World Cup. So it seems that Ansu Fati has his work cut out in order to try to convince Luis Enrique to call him up to Spain's national team for the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Rafinha's spectacular form has continued with Brazil, and he scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist in Brazil's victory over Tunisia. Now, Rafinha has managed to beat Rodrigo and Antony as a starter on the right wing, and he's had some spectacular form with Brazil. Now, it's only been 1 year since Rafinha debuted with Brazil, and in that short year, he's managed to become the 2nd player with the most goal contributions, right behind Neymar. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, and as always, Visca Barça.